Okay. There we go.
It's recording.
It's
Oh,
recording.
okay. All right. What's going on, everybody?
What's
Long time no
I
see.
know.
Um, it's been more than a year since our last posting.
More than a year, probably closer to two.
Yeah, I think so. But we here, we healthy, we alive. Everybody's good. Um, this is gonna be a lot of information. We might have to make it into two videos, really.
Yeah.
So
There'll just be more videos.
yeah,
There'll be more videos. There haven't been videos.
yeah.
Now there will be videos.
But yeah, so where you want to start? How we can start this off?
Well, I think that probably the biggest accomplishment since we last talked was that there's a whole nother baby now.
Yes, young Salama. She's
A
not in here
whole
right
nother
now.
baby.
But
I had a baby in Tanzania,
mhm.
and that's a separate video for another day.
Whole nother video. But yeah, so like I say, everybody's good. Everybody's healthy. We here, making it work the best we know how. And you'll probably hear me say it more than once, but there's been more positives than negatives.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of the things we'll be talking about is going to be not only based off of our experiences, our personal experiences, but also our interactions with other people coming from different locations. Everybody's not going to have the same experience, and I think it's a mistake to take any one person's word for their experience in one location.
That's true. That's one of the main things that prompted, like, okay, we need to get back on YouTube because we've been here 3 years now. We've seen people come and go. We've met some great people. We've met some people that could continue to do some inner work. And oftentimes we'll see that the people who could continue to do some inner work like to utilize this platform to purport whatever, uh, negative portrayals or I don't want to knock their individual experiences. That's what I don't want to do. But being a Pan-Africanist, being an activist, I am not one. Not that I would be dishonest. If somebody asks, I'm going to be honest about whatever a particular situation might be. But I'm not going to go out of my way to get online and, bash all of Africa based on my individual experience in one country. That's a no-no for me.
So with that said, I'm sure what I'm about to say is like common knowledge, but I'll say it for the sake of having it at the forefront of everybody's considerations. It's 52 countries in Africa. So
More than that.
It's more than 52?
Yeah.
I thought it was 52.
54.
Either way, it's 54. So with that said, coming to Rwanda, coming to Ghana, Tanzania, Ethiopia, any one country, you haven't seen it all. You haven't met everyone there is to meet. So one perspective of one country is not reflective of all of Africa.
Right. That's like going to North America, somebody going to DC, not having a good experience, and then bashing Canada, bashing Mexico,
Right.
Right. Bashing everywhere, all the Americas,
Right.
based on their experience in Georgia.
Exactly. So that's something that I think everybody knows,
Mhm.
but it that bit of information can get lost in the wash. So it's good for that to be something that we highlight. Like it's like to say, oh, I went to Africa and I didn't have a good time, or even I went to Africa and I had a great time.
Mhm.
You went to one or even a few places.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who's been to every country. I'm sure there is somebody, and that will be the word that you want to take.
I know one person. And I only got to shout her out because we got the same high school alma mater, and she's like the first black woman to travel to every country in the world. Jessica Nabongo.
So
Other if you're not Jessica Nabongo,
it's hard to take that person's word for for all of Africa. Now, a person's experience for the country they've been in, that's valid. And I'll say this, that person's experience for the country that they've been in, not only is it valid, it's also a matter of who that individual is as a person. That's not to say anybody's good or bad. That's to say everybody's not the same.
Good point.
So interactions with other foreigners in an African country, or interactions with the locals in that African country, they're not going to be the same as our interactions have been with people here. And those same interactions, they're not going to be the same as the other foreigners. Like we know people who they've had a great time, but our conversation isn't going to be the same as anybody else's. So,
I can confidently say for sure, like, number one, everything has not been peachy keen here, all clouds and strawberries and, roses or whatever is great for you. However, no trial or tribulation that we have faced here has come close to equating with what we've had to navigate with in America.
I ain't had nobody
Not by a long shot. Not by a long shot. And so, some people come here and like to nitpick every little thing. They realize, some creature comforts that they like. Some people don't like the power to go out. It could very well go out while we're recording right now. That could happen. Some people can't handle that. Some people can't handle, I don't know why I was going there, but certain scents or sounds or, some of that is a lot for people to deal with. And so that's a conversation you have to have with yourself. So I just did a speaking tour in America, which is still like, it was called the Abundant Black Future Tour. And I really had to sit people down and have them have this introspective moment to say, us coming here from America, having been raised in America, with all of the stereotypical ideas about Africa and African people and who we are and who they are, imposed upon us, we have to take some time, even before coming here, to assess how much of this continent, how much of the idea of Africa or being African do we view through the lens of our enemies.
That's pretty heavy there, because I know like all of these different stereotypes that people carry and hold on to, that stop them from really not just coming to Africa but from leaving America. They detrimental. They don't really serve any real purpose. Like they keep you in that comfort zone, and as cliche as it is, there's no growth inside of the comfort zone. So you got I shared it on social media a while back. You got a lot of people saying America is the best country ever, but they haven't really traveled anywhere. They ain't left their state that they was born in. So it's salama. It's there's a lot of learning to do, and you got to be open to those experiences.
Yeah. And you got to be honest with yourself. It comes down to honesty. Some people probably heard what we just said and was like, why would they say that?
Which part?
The viewing themselves even. Viewing yourself, viewing the continent, viewing African people, black people, diasporans.
Through the European lens.
Through a Eurocentric lens.
Yeah. Some people, they gonna be comfortable where they are, and that's okay.
Now, no judgment. We
understand
we all have work to do.
Yeah.
But the work starts with that honesty and self-awareness. I had to realize that our own children had stereotypes about Africa embedded in them. And that was so foreign to me because, we raised them African-centered. Everybody has African names. We were raised that way. So they like second, third generation of this. And, you know, they thought everybody was over here living in huts. Now they were excited to come and live in huts. Like, ooh, I can't wait to go get our hut and our village.
Yeah, I didn't
And
think about it, but I think that was probably because of Kirikou.
maybe because of Kitty Cool. You know, we watch Kitty Cool all the time. And that's likely the idea they had. Like, you know, all the women was gonna be free and topless, and the babies was gonna be free and running around. And in some cases, like in some places, it is
Oh,
like that.
and to say
Like,
free meaning no clothes.
yeah, yeah.
So,
But to me, it don't get much freer than that. Like, and people leave you alone.
ain't nobody, because everybody else ain't got no clothes
Free
on.
me. Like, as long as everybody mind their business, I'm A-okay. But yeah, like that was a lot for me. And then I had to assess that for myself. Like I really had no expectations, but I had no expectations because I had no idea. I was just taught that we were being lied to, but I didn't know what the truth was. You know, like I didn't have any first person experience. I didn't have any adults around me who had first person experience enough to come back and tell me about it. Like if they did go to Africa or to the continent, and this is in an African centered community of Pan Africanist people who all have African names, and nobody practically talked about going to the continent. And if they did, and I'm talking about when I was growing up, if they did, it was just like in this far away
It was
fantasy.
nebulous.
Yeah, like
Now, with that said, in our adult years, we've been fortunate enough to interact with people who have been and people who even frequented coming to Africa or different African countries. I don't like saying coming to Africa. That's
Yeah.
just one place. But we know people who have frequented African countries, and so we've been able to communicate with them and be able to kind of fuel our curiosities or feed our curiosities and inform us, help us be able to make educated decisions about where we would even start doing research to be like in the sense where we hadn't even left the States yet, and so we were able to you know do our due diligence and make sure we knew where we wanted to go and start planning what we were going to do, how we were going to operate, and we set up a couple different avenues to make sure that money was being made and we were able to have somewhere to stay and food and all of that. And it's like, and I guess we're a little bit all over the place right now, but one thing I will say is we were fortunate and to have people who were already in the continent to talk to, and then be able to establish those connections before we left, and then utilize those connections once we arrived. Shout out to brother Baba Baruti. He was in the Shrine of the Black Madonna growing up with me in Houston, and he wasn't growing up with me, but I was growing up, and he was like 20, 30 something, and he had come to Africa and made connections here in Tanzania, really, and the connection that he made there, we were able to benefit immensely from. And shout out to Manasseh in Tanzania, like super valuable connection. Like he gives Tanzania a good name. Like if there was nothing but bad experiences, then he was like a silver lining for us there. But we had a lot of good experiences there, and like kind of cliche again, like it wasn't I won't say that there weren't any bad experiences, but there were learning experiences.
Yeah.
And so like
we hit our head.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
Like
bumped our head.
any negatives we were able to learn from,
Mhm.
and it really just made us stronger. It made us better. I know for sure that a lot of the different experiences that we had, because we learned from them, we are able to benefit people who haven't left the States yet. And so I think if we had us here to talk to before we left,
Wow.
we would have been on even better footing when we arrived.
Yeah.
And so I think that's part of that bridge that needs to be built.
But the universe knew. The universe knew that we had to go through the experiences that we went through so that we could acquire the knowledge, because the universe knew that we were the ones that were going to utilize it and share it.
Yeah.
Share it with all of you who have a desire, and not selfishly, but freely.
Yeah.
It is what we're doing here. And if you want to look at some of what we've been working on, what we've done, upcoming projects, etc., you can go to our website at investinalkebulan.com. 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 We outline a lot of the stuff we've done. Some of the services we can provide should someone be interested in that, and things we have coming up. But I know we're not going to be able to recap everything we've done in this video.
Not in one video.
But we did want to hop on here, say hey to y'all, let you know we're still here, we're still thriving, and we don't plan to live in America again.
I'm done with that.
No.
Let's let that go ahead and be up front.
No.
I'm done with America.
No.
I'm really trying not to rationalize any visits, because like what she did, going back and saying hi to everybody and networking, like I'll talk to you on the phone or on Zoom or something, but I ain't going back. Like,
Told y'all.
At some point a visit is going to be warranted. It's totally not now. So don't look for me. If I do pop up there, then it's gonna be like, damn, that's since why. I'm like, yeah, I'm not staying. So I'll be in and right on out, do whatever business I got to do, see the people who matter the most to me, and that's a lot. So like I say, right now, it's totally not right now.
Not right now. And visits aren't really what I necessarily want to do either. Like this last visit was about community work, taking our youngest to meet her people over there because she was born over here. Yeah. And you could tell that she was not from around there. So many times they like, Salama, get up. She's like, yeah, like what? What do you mean get up? I'm supposed to play. I'm alive. But yeah, we did have a good time, like introducing her to the matriarchs on both sides of the family who are still here. Grateful for that, and I know they ain't getting on the plane. So now they have all met all of our children, which is a blessing. And I don't know. I know that we are called for some very important work, and we do our best to answer the call. So that's what it's about. Even this platform where we're posting this video, it's a part of answering the call. So
yeah, I gotta get started pretty soon here. I guess kind of wrap it up a little bit. If you planning on visiting, if you plan on coming to the investment tour or any of the upcoming events that's coming.
Tour?
Oh, what investment tour? So we have an investment tour in a partnership with Thai Tours and the Teaching Artists Institute.
Shout out Kimpo.
Yes, right. Big shout out to them. Real good people. We kind of did a little bit of brainstorming, and we realized that there's a lot of different opportunities for people to distribute the eggs in different baskets. So whatever is going on in the U.S., keep it going. Just make sure that that's not your only place to invest in. And you got different African countries to be able to make investments in, but you also got us here to be able to have a little bit more security or a little bit more faith in making that investment happen. We're not out here hurting, so we'll make sure that your money goes where it needs to go. And that may mean investing in an existing business or setting up your own business. Either way, we got your back on that.
Now we have expanded. Our banner on our channel before said our journey to Tanzania, and we made that journey to Tanzania.
Yeah.
We completed major projects in Tanzania. We have friends turned family in Tanzania, and we have since expanded to Rwanda.
Yes.
And so we'll have a separate video all about that transition. We've been in Rwanda for a year now.
Yeah.
A year.
So in October, it'll be 3 years that we've left the States.
Yeah.
And being seeing what we can see and doing what we can do.
That's right.
And we've actually accomplished a lot.
We have.
We've accomplished a lot. In
You'll
a short
see an
time.
update on the size of the children in our banner photo.
Saeed is taller than most of y'all now.
What? Had him about to run out the room. Like, who
Hey,
let a man in this house?
Whose deep voice am I hearing in this front room right now?
That's Saeed,
Saeed
brother.
on a whole nother level, man.
But it's all good. You know, we love you guys. We are here to build and grow, nation build.
Yes, nation building.
And we're not just talking about ourselves, you know, on an individual level. We're talking about some real communalism and building on behalf of our people on both sides of the water.
Yeah, you see the smile just popped up. I was about to keep on talking more, but let's go ahead and wrap it up
Yeah.
because I was about to talk about the farm, so we can hold on for that.
Talk. We're gonna let y'all know everything.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it later. So, peace, everybody, y'all.
Peace.
Y'all have a good one. Share the video.